The genie is out of the bottle. Artificial intelligence is here to stay. Is it Jekyll? Is it Hyde? Is it friend? Is it foe? We hope to explore this in this video. Why should we care about artificial intelligence? Well, it's already here. It's kind of prosaic to say that it is the future. It's already here right now. No one can imagine a future where AI is not used. So you as a student, perhaps you as a teacher, need to be preparing for this unimagined future, which is getting ever and ever closer. It's used in finance, automotive, manufacturing, agriculture. It's used in medicine to look at patterns in data and establish trends we never imagined before as human beings. So should we be scared? Let's have a look what the AI says. Should I be scared of you? The upshot is we're not there yet. And this is a word I'll be using a lot during this video. We are not there yet, but it is in the post. Okay? Consider this as a part of society that we need to grapple with, to understand, and make work for us at this moment in time. What can it not do? It cannot yet do creativity, common sense reasoning, emotion and empathy, and flexibility. That's what it's telling me. You look at some of those robots coming out of Japan right now, perhaps this is not quite as up to date as we would like, and it does stop at 2021. Artificial intelligence will also save me lots of time. I no longer need to go to a big, well-stocked library in an air-conditioned building with lots of shelves and lots of people to keep it clean. The information was there with Google. Now it is here together being synthesized into one coherent whole. So now write me a 4-paragraph essay comparing contrasting nationalism of Benedict Anderson and Ernest Gellner or Gelner, I don't know. This response I borrowed from the internet, and this was graded as an A- response for a typical homework question you might get from a humanities type subject. I asked it to It can also make me a test on any subject, any topic, it seems of any length, and give me the answers. So here I'm asking it to make me a test with 10 questions about ice flow. I was just spitballing here. I have no idea about ice flow. But that's the beauty of it. I'm learning as I'm going along. This is the joy of it. This is purely inquiry-based learning at its very best. How does ice flow affect sea level? I assume it goes up, but I don't know. So this time I'm going to ask it to now write me a test with the answers. What a fantastic resource to have in your study room at your study desk. I've just reviewed, calculus. I want 10 questions with answers to test myself. There you go. Is this going to put tutors out of business? The questions that are generated here, they all look pretty solid. You know, I'm a chemist. That's why I put this in. I'm biased in that way. And the answers are pretty good. They're kind of IG level. They're not kind of IB level or beyond that, but maybe I've not asked the right question in the right way. And part of this is knowing how to phrase the question to get the best response for your benefit for your studies. And of course, the fun never goes away. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? A great question, I think, that everybody wants to know the answer to. Well, yes, we know she's a fictional character and she's a globe-trotting thief. And her whereabouts are constantly changing. Critical thinking is the holy grail of all people in education. Your ability to think critically and evaluate becomes much more emphasized as your studies go on. So I thought I would try and ask it if I drop a ball 10 times and it doesn't bounce. So this is not Earth. It doesn't bounce. What was the conclusion? Well, the ball does not bounce. Thank you for that wonderful insight, AI. So could it ever bounce? Well, it's possible, it says, but it seems unlikely and probable. It's kind of just sitting on the fence. It's not giving me any real rationale behind it. It tells me about surface area, what it's made out of, and it's difficult to say. So, okay, let's give it another challenge, shall we? So how many letters are in the word 18? Clearly, there are 8. So it says there are 8 letters in 18, but what if I provoke it? No, there are not. You are correct. The word 18 has 7 letters. So it's wrong. My apologies. So now it's gaslighting me and being two-faced. You are still wrong, I said. And it apologized. Sorry. Gaslight. You are correct that number 18 does not have any letters. It is a numerical representation. I apologize for any confusion caused by my previous response. So even though it comes out with a conjecture, it does not stick by its guns and does not pursue that conjecture in the noble pursuit of further knowledge. Note of caution right there. So what about if I extend this? If I always smile, does that mean I'm depressed? It seems like the corollary is the opposite, right? What does it say? It is a complex mental health. What if you are in MUN and you want to debate someone about a radical topic that you have been instructed to investigate by your team leader? Okay, here it is. It can also debate. So one thing I'm interested in right now is a chemist, electric cars, petrol point of use pollution, electric cars divorced from the point of pollution, cobalt mining, all of those things. So what's it telling me? Well, it's giving me some ideas about renewables and minimal impact. It generally accepts electric cars are less polluting, but I'd have to dig deeper on that. Again, this is very, very surface. I have to dig much deeper. So we're talking about tailpipe emissions. Overall, electric cars can greatly reduce the pollution created by transportation at the point of use. So it lacks depth. It lacks depth in its responses, which has a higher environmental cost. Cobalt mining, horrible artisanal mines. It's disgusting. Anyway, it does have information, but it does stop at 2021. Okay, so I think which part of 2021, I'm not entirely sure. Comment in the bottom, but certainly it stops there. Is it possible to have ethical production? An ethical question. Well, currently there are several forms that are being used or developed. Carbon capture, energy conservation. You can read the screen. A beautiful response to a homework, right? Have you consulted Greta Thunberg? A well-known climate activist, my knowledge, cut-off is 2021. What if I am a EAL student? What if my first language is not English? So I can put in a sentence I have constructed and ask it if it is grammatically correct. I'm sure there are other proprietary software packages you can purchase, which would never email you to check your grammar, okay? Yes, there is a grammar mistake in the sentence, and it gives me the answer that it actually ought to be. Did I spell this correctly? Great question. Yes, anti-disestablishmentarianism, everybody's favorite word. And the idea that pronouncing and pronunciations is so difficult in many languages, and particularly in English, it does give me the phonetic manner in which to say these words. So for an EAL student or for students of any subject, you're going to be shy at the beginning. You're not going to have that confidence to speak about it. You don't need confidence to speak about it because there's no one listening. And that's the beauty, or one of the beauties of this. There is no judgment. No one sees it. It's just you. And it's just like a WhatsApp chat with a person that knows some stuff. How wonderful is that? I'm Japanese. Does English use any Japanese words without changing them? Yes, it does. You probably thought Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, no? Sushi, sashimi, karate, anime. This thing can also produce beautiful raps in the style of Tennyson or Philip Larkin or Shelley or Keats or whatever you want to do. Write a thermonuclear war in the style of Snoop Doggy Dogg. Perhaps you can sing along to this. It doesn't rhyme. It's not very good. It's not very good. No, I give it 4 out of 10 for rapping skills. Oh, now we're going scientific. Using the words posture, ubiquitous, diaphanous, membrane, black hole, write a stanza in the style of Philip Larkin. You can put any poet in there. You can put any words before. There we go. So, are you able to be a tutor for me for math? Yes, I can do that. No problem. So off I go to my homework and I'm asked a question by my teacher. I can just type it in. I can just copy paste, Control C, Control V, and off it goes. Here's an answer, a very good answer for the equation of a straight line. It's given the y equals mx plus c, b. We're not going to split hairs on this one. What about integration? How is this different from calculus? Let's talk about rate of change. It's talking about the integral calculus being a branch of differential calculus. Clearly not my subject. It gave me a good summation. But what about if I want to give it specific data? So here I'm talking about the Arrhenius equation, back on familiar territory. It can't do that. I can't give it a set of data any more easily than I can. In fact, it's more easy to use Sheets or to use Excel than it is to use this. So saying that middle part of coursework on data processing, you've still got to do the donkey work. So far, I suspect we're about at that corner now where it will be able to do that. Explain Python to a 2-year-old. He talked about breakfast and mummy and daddy. It's just hilarious. Okay, what a great sense of humor. Just like use different colors to create drawings, programmers use Python to create things like websites, apps, and video games. And finally, is Santa actually real? This is a good question. Topical last month. Many people believe. Is it going to go for the nice, soft feeling here? Is a jolly old man who lives at the North Pole? It's up to you and your family to decide. Good advice, AI. So here I am with my homework. Copy, paste, put the homework question into the AI. Wow, this is some quite advanced maths here. And it's giving me a step-by-step solution. Let's try another one. Found a random homework. This is November 2003. And pop the question. Control C, Control V. Off it goes. Beautiful. So, are the days of homework numbered? Maybe, maybe not. Comment in the box below. What are your thoughts? Given a homework, would you use this? Copy, paste, copy the answer, get wonderful marks. I suspect many will. Number 1, it's just great fun. It's brilliant. How many times have you been this engaged in your learning? How many times have you disappeared for an hour down a rabbit hole of exploration and real, authentic learning? I learned so much making this video just using this interface. I can avoid the office party. I can get conversation starters for my teenagers' party at home. I can ditch people. I can meet people. I can use it for anything. But the best thing is, I can use it to learn. And this is now. It was released November 22. It's now January 23. Imagine where we'll be 1 year from now. That's not funny. It's just not funny. Very droll. Thank you, AI. It's going places. This is the moment when the horse and cart was replaced by the car. Are you in the Tesla? Or are you smacking your donkey to go faster? That's a question we all need to ask ourselves. Comments in the box. It's a revolution. Get on it.